Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the 12 motorcycles that mechanics secretly recommend. Number 12. Triumph Bonneville T120. The Triumph Bonneville T120 is the kind of motorcycle mechanics quietly praise because it makes their work simple and predictable. Under the classic look is a machine built with solid parts, clean wiring, and sensible engineering. Mechanics like that nothing feels rushed or overworked. Bolts line up properly, panels come off without a fight, and routine service does not turn into a long shop nightmare. That matters long after the showroom shine fades. The 1200 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine is a big reason this bike earns trust. It delivers strong low and mid-range torque, which means the engine does not need to be pushed hard every ride. Lower stress equals longer life. The liquid cooling system is proven, not flashy, and helps keep internal temperatures stable even in slow city traffic or long highway runs. Oil changes, valve checks, and general maintenance follow clear intervals that mechanics respect because they actually make sense. Build quality is another reason this bike gets recommended behind closed doors. The frame feels sturdy, suspension parts last, and the braking system holds up without constant attention. Pricing for the Triumph Bonneville T120 in 2026 sits around $12,000 depending on dealer and location. For that money, owners get a motorcycle that ages well and does not drain the wallet over time. For riders who value long-term reliability over noise, the Triumph Bonneville T120 is a motorcycle mechanics trust to keep running year after year. Number 11. Yamaha V-Star 250. The Yamaha V-Star 250 is often quietly recommended by mechanics because it keeps things simple in a way modern bikes rarely do. There is no unnecessary complexity, no overloaded electronics, and no fragile components that turn small issues into big repair bills. Everything is laid out cleanly, which makes inspections and routine service quick and predictable. The 250 cubic centimeter V-twin engine is lightly stressed and tuned for smooth, steady output. Mechanics appreciate that it does not run hot, does not demand premium fuel, and does not punish owners who ride casually. The air-cooled design removes an entire layer of failure points, and basic maintenance like oil changes and valve checks stays affordable over the long term. Build quality plays a major role in why this motorcycle earns trust. Yamaha's wiring is tidy, fasteners hold up well, and parts fit without forcing anything. The chain drive is easy to live with. The braking system is basic but dependable, and suspension components last longer than expected for a bike in this price range. Fewer breakdowns mean fewer surprise shop visits. For 2026, pricing in the United States sits close to $4,500, making it one of the lowest-cost new motorcycles available. If you want a motorcycle that stays out of the repair bay and on the road, the Yamaha V-Star 250 earns quiet approval from the people who fix bikes for a living. Number 10. Honda CB500X. The Honda CB500X is often quietly recommended by mechanics because it blends modern design with old-school Honda reliability. It is built with clear access points, strong fasteners, and wiring that is routed cleanly instead of being crammed into tight spaces. That makes inspections and routine service far less stressful, which is why technicians tend to trust it for long-term ownership. The 471 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine is known for smooth power delivery and low mechanical strain. Mechanics like that it runs cool, stays balanced, and does not suffer from common vibration-related issues. Valve intervals are reasonable, oil consumption stays low, and the engine rarely develops strange noises even with high mileage. Another reason this motorcycle earns quiet approval is durability. The clutch holds up well, the gearbox stays precise, and the suspension components age better than many competitors in the same category. Electronics are present but kept under control, which reduces expensive failures down the road. Parts availability across the United States is strong, and labor time stays predictable, which keeps service bills fair. For 2026, the Honda CB500X is priced around $7,500 depending on dealer fees. For that price, owners get a motorcycle that handles daily commuting, highway riding, and light touring without demanding constant attention. Number 9. Royal Enfield Classic 350. The Royal Enfield Classic 350 is quietly recommended by mechanics who value simplicity and long service life over speed. This motorcycle is built with a basic structure, thick metal parts, and minimal electronics, which reduces the chances of random failures. Panels come off easily, fasteners are sturdy, and nothing feels rushed in its construction. That old-school approach makes regular service straightforward and predictable. The 349 cubic centimeter single-cylinder engine is tuned for calm, steady riding. Mechanics like that it is not pushed hard and does not rely on complex systems to perform well. The long-stroke design focuses on torque at low speeds, which lowers internal stress. Oil changes are simple, heat is well managed, and the engine tends to age slowly when maintained on schedule. Durability is another reason this motorcycle earns quiet approval. The frame feels solid, suspension components are basic but long-lasting, and the braking system is easy to maintain. Electronics are limited, which keeps diagnostic headaches to a minimum. For 2026, pricing in the United States sits around $4,800 depending on dealer setup. That makes it one of the most affordable motorcycles with a classic look and proven mechanical design. If you want a motorcycle that values mechanical honesty and long-term dependability, the Royal Enfield Classic 350 is a quiet favorite among those who fix bikes every day. Number 8 is Suzuki Boulevard C50. The Suzuki Boulevard C50 is quietly recommended by mechanics because it sticks to proven cruiser basics without trying to be clever. The layout is clean, access to service points is straightforward, and nothing feels overpacked. Mechanics appreciate that routine jobs like fluid changes, brake service, and belt inspection do not turn into time-consuming labor. The 805 cubic centimeter V-twin engine is tuned for relaxed riding and long life. Air and oil cooling keep temperatures stable, and the motor is known for running smoothly even after years of use. Valve checks are simple, and major engine issues are rare when basic maintenance is followed. Build quality plays a big role in why this motorcycle earns quiet approval. The shaft drive reduces daily upkeep compared to chain systems, and mechanics like that it removes one common failure point. For 2026, the Suzuki Boulevard C50 is priced around $9,000 in the United States, depending on dealer fees. Ownership costs remain reasonable for a full-size cruiser, especially when long-term reliability is considered. If you want a cruiser that mechanics trust to stay dependable without constant repairs, the Suzuki Boulevard C50 is a smart and steady choice. Number 7. Honda Gold Wing. The Honda Gold Wing is quietly recommended by mechanics because it is engineered to run massive mileage without falling apart. While it looks complex, everything is designed with durability in mind. Wiring is well protected, components are overbuilt, and service access is far better than many riders expect for a large touring motorcycle. Mechanics respect how consistent it remains even after years of heavy use. The 1833 cubic centimeter flat-six engine is one of the smoothest motorcycle engines ever produced. Mechanics like that it runs cool, holds oil pressure well, and rarely develops serious internal problems. Another reason the Gold Wing earns quiet approval is how well its systems age together. The transmission is strong, the shaft drive eliminates chain-related issues, and the braking system is built for long-term use. For 2026, pricing in the United States starts around $25,000 depending on trim and dealer costs. While the upfront cost is high, long-term repair expenses are often lower than expected for a motorcycle of this size and class. If you want a motorcycle mechanics trust to cross thousands of miles without complaint, the Honda Gold Wing stands as one of the safest long-term bets on the road. Number 6. Royal Enfield Meteor 350. The Royal Enfield Meteor 350 earns quiet approval from mechanics because it is built around ease of ownership, not showroom tricks. The motorcycle uses a simple frame, basic suspension, and an uncluttered layout that makes regular service fast. Nothing is buried or overly tight, which means less labor time and fewer broken clips or stripped bolts during maintenance. The 349 cubic centimeter single-cylinder engine is designed to run at low stress levels. Mechanics like that it delivers usable torque without needing high revolutions. That keeps internal temperatures steady and reduces long-term wear. The fuel injection system is conservative and reliable, and the engine is known for smooth operation once broken in. What really helps the Meteor 350 stand out in workshops is consistency. Electrical systems are basic but stable, sensors do not fail often, and the gearbox stays predictable over time. The braking setup is easy to service, and suspension parts last longer than expected for a motorcycle in this price range. For 2026, pricing in the United States sits close to $4,700 depending on dealer fees. Parts pricing remains reasonable, and labor costs stay low because the bike does not fight back during repairs. If you want a motorcycle that stays simple, affordable, and easy to keep running, the Royal Enfield Meteor 350 is one mechanics quietly point toward without hesitation. Number 5. Suzuki SV650. Suzuki SV650 has a reputation in repair shops for being honest and tough, which is why mechanics often point to it when asked what lasts. The bike is laid out in a logical way with good access to major service areas and no unnecessary clutter. Fairings are minimal, wiring is clean, and fasteners do not feel cheap. That saves time during routine work and reduces long-term headaches. The 645 cubic centimeter V-twin engine is the main reason this motorcycle earns trust. It has been refined over many years and is known for running smoothly without needing constant attention. Power delivery is easy on internal parts, and the engine does not rely on extreme tuning to feel quick. Mechanics like that valve checks stay reasonable, oil usage stays low, and major failures are rare even with high mileage. Another reason the SV650 gets quiet approval is how well its core parts hold up. The transmission remains solid, the clutch lasts longer than expected, and the cooling system does its job without drama. For 2026, pricing in the United States is around $7,800 depending on dealer setup. If you want a motorcycle that mechanics respect for its proven engine and low-stress ownership, the Suzuki SV650 is a safe and sensible pick. Number 4. Honda Shadow 750. The Honda Shadow 750 is often trusted by mechanics because it avoids complexity and focuses on durability. The design has stayed close to proven cruiser basics, which means fewer weak spots over time. Panels are easy to remove, service areas are not buried, and routine jobs do not require extra labor. That makes it a motorcycle shops rarely see for serious problems. The 745 cubic centimeter V-twin engine is tuned for smooth, low-effort riding. Mechanics like that it produces torque without needing high revolutions, which keeps internal wear low. The liquid cooling system is reliable and helps the engine stay stable in hot weather and traffic. Oil changes, valve checks, and general upkeep follow clear schedules that owners can actually keep up with. Long-term reliability is where this motorcycle stands out. The shaft drive removes chain maintenance and cuts down on common failures. The gearbox is durable, the clutch lasts, and electrical issues are uncommon. Suspension and braking parts are simple but dependable, which keeps repair costs steady year after year. For 2026, pricing in the United States sits around $8,000. Insurance rates stay reasonable, and ownership costs remain predictable, which is why mechanics often suggest it to riders who want peace of mind. If you want a cruiser that stays reliable without demanding attention, the Honda Shadow 750 is a motorcycle mechanics trust to age quietly and reliably. Number 3. Kawasaki Vulcan S. The Kawasaki Vulcan S gets quiet approval from mechanics because it mixes modern engineering with smart restraint. It is not overloaded with features, and that keeps repair work clean and predictable. The frame design leaves enough room to access key components, wiring is routed properly, and routine service does not require tearing half the bike apart. That alone earns respect in a workshop. The 649 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine is shared with other proven Kawasaki models, which matters a lot to mechanics. It runs smooth, stays cool, and holds up well under daily use. Power delivery is linear, so the engine is not constantly under strain. Valve service intervals are sensible, fuel injection stays reliable, and long-term wear has shown to be minimal when maintenance is followed. What sets the Vulcan S apart is how well its parts age together. The belt drive cuts down on noise and maintenance, the transmission stays solid, and the clutch does not wear out early. For 2026, pricing in the United States sits close to $8,500 depending on dealer charges. Running costs stay reasonable, and resale value remains stable because buyers trust the platform. If you want a cruiser that mechanics respect for its balance of modern design and long-term reliability, the Kawasaki Vulcan S fits that role without drama. Number 2. Yamaha MT-07. The Yamaha MT-07 is quietly respected in repair shops because it is built around a strong core instead of flashy extras. Mechanics like how open the layout is, with easy access to the engine, cooling system, and electronics. Nothing feels cramped, which keeps labor time low and reduces the chances of broken connectors or damaged wiring during service. The 689 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine is one of Yamaha's most dependable modern motors. It produces strong torque at low and mid speeds, so it does not need to be pushed hard to feel quick. That keeps internal stress down and helps the engine last. Mechanics often point out how rarely this motor develops oil leaks, valve issues, or cooling problems when basic maintenance is followed. Another reason this motorcycle earns quiet approval is how well it holds up in daily use. The clutch is durable, the gearbox stays smooth, and the braking system remains consistent over time. For 2026, pricing in the United States sits around $8,000 depending on dealer fees. Insurance costs are fair, and long-term ownership stays affordable compared to many performance-focused motorcycles. If you want a modern motorcycle that mechanics trust for its strong engine and low repair drama, the Yamaha MT-07 stands out for the right reasons. Number 1. Honda Rebel 500. The Honda Rebel 500 is quietly approved by mechanics because it does exactly what a motorcycle should do: work without causing trouble. Its low-profile design keeps everything easy to reach, from routine service points to electrical connectors. Nothing feels overpacked, and body panels come off without breaking tabs or clips. That saves time in the shop and keeps service costs steady. The 471 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine is shared with other reliable Honda platforms, which immediately earns trust. Mechanics like how smooth and balanced it runs, even at higher mileage. Power delivery is gentle but consistent, so the engine is not under constant strain. Cooling stays stable, oil consumption is low, and valve service rarely brings surprises. It is an engine designed to last, not impress on paper. What also helps the Rebel 500 stand out is long-term durability. The clutch holds up well, the gearbox remains clean and precise, and electrical problems are uncommon. Fuel injection is simple and proven, not overcomplicated. Suspension and brakes are basic but dependable, which keeps replacement costs reasonable over time. For 2026, pricing in the United States sits around $6,500. If you want a motorcycle that mechanics trust to stay reliable year after year, the Honda Rebel 500 is one of the safest long-term choices you can make. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.